Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Thursday. Let me get my light on. I didn't do that. I wasn't prepared. There we go. That gives a little bit of a better light. So HBO Max, I see has released sneak peek at Zack Snyder's in Justice League. And was a trailer, and it says HBO Max releases a special peek at Zack Snyder's Justice League. The trailer begins with Wonder Woman discovering a wall with a painting of a mother box on it. As she examines the image, Lex Luthor's voice is heard saying, "The bell's already been rung, and they've heard it." As she gets closer to the mother box image, she gets a good look at the image behind it. It is Darkseid. Luthor's voice continues, "But in the dark, among the stars, ding dong, the god is dead." The clip ends with Darkseid in front of his vast army from Apocalypse about to invade Earth. Take a look. Now, there's the video. You have to go to the website to see it. The Justice League screenplay has written by Chris Terrero, based on a story by Chris Terrero and Zack Snyder, based on DC Comics character. The movie is produced by Charles Rovin and Deborah Snyder, with exclusive producers Christopher Nolan, Emma Thomas, Jim Rowe, Ben Affleck, Wesley Collar, Chris Kanemoto. So it looks pretty interesting. I looked at it. So you should check it out. So the official trailer is out there for the Jack Snyder. Tongue's not working today. Snack Snyder's Justice League. So it's on. You'll probably be able to find it on YouTube. So how's everyone doing today? I guess I scared everybody away. Nobody's going to say hi. Let's see if there's any new stuff here. We talk about. All right. I don't see anything new here in comic books, really. There's some stuff here. Artist shares Vampirella pinups for Vampirella Mindy Wheeler's Vampirella drawing contest, but I can't talk about that. It's hard to have to go in and take a look. So Gary Conway reveals a new Black Lives Matter Punisher logo. Punisher co-creator Gary Conway has recently unveiled his new Punisher-inspired Black Lives Matter Skulls for Black Justice logos. Conway indicated earlier this month he was looking for young comic book artists of color to reclaim the Punisher symbol because he viewed it as a symbol of lawless police oppression. Conway wrote, "I'm looking for young comic book artists of color who would like to participate in a small fundraising project for hashtag BLM to reclaim the Punisher skull as a symbol of justice rather than lawless police oppression." Less than a week after the original tweet, Conway shared his project calling it Black Lives Matter Skulls for Justice. Conway retaliated his ideal that the Punisher logo is a symbol of oppression, oppression, and writing on Twitter to promote the Skulls for Justice. It's a collection of artist-designed T-shirts raising funds for the Pound Black Lives Matter Pound BLM by claiming a symbol of oppression as a symbol of justice. He also indicates the new design will be added every 2 days. On the campaign page for each shirts, Conway again describes the Punisher logo as a symbol of opposition. He writes for long symbols associated with characters I co-created and been co-opted by forces of oppression and to imitate Black Americans. This character and symbol was never intended as a symbol of oppression. He adds, the symbol is a cinematic failure of equal justice. It's time to claim this symbol for the cause of equal justice in life, and Black Life Matters. The first design has been purchased 112 times and raised $1,230. The second design has been purchased 417 times and raised $3,840. And the third design has been purchased 1,376 times and raised $19,880. What do you make of these designs? And what do you make of Conway's comments? Do you plan on purchasing any of those? Hey, Sean, welcome. Thank you for coming. Yeah, just catching on some stuff here. There was a new trailer for the HBO Snyder Cut. There was a small little trailer of Wonder Woman looking at a painting of a mother box, and image behind it was Darkseid, and you could hear Lex Luthor talking in the background. So yeah, some stuff here. There's some stuff here about artist J. Scott Campbell, colorfully derides President Donald Trump. Yeah, J. Scott Campbell, triggered by Trump. See now, there's it says Marvel and DC Comics. J. Scott Campbell colorfully attacked President Donald J. Trump. First reported by comic book writer John D. Del Arroz on his YouTube channel. Campbell went after President Trump in response to a Facebook post from Image Comics Dan Pelosi. I've heard the guy's name before, but I can't pronounce it. Panosian criticized President Donald Trump for insulting that Buffalo protester might be part of Antifa. President Trump tweeted on June 9th, Buffalo protesters shoved by police could be an ANTIFA provocator. He added that the 75-year-old Martin Gignaro was pushed away after appearing to scan police communications in order to black out the equipment. President Trump colluded. I watched. He fell hard. Then he was punched. was aiming scanner. Could it be a setup? Yeah, I don't want to get in. I'm not going to read that. It's just too much politics. Yeah, I don't understand why either. You know, I was talking to somebody about it a while back, and we were talking that the best Lex Luthor would have been the guy who was playing on Breaking Bad. He would have been a good Lex Luthor. You know, anybody. You know, I just didn't. He didn't seem. He would have been more perfect for the Joker. Jesse Eisenberg. You know, he would have been way far better as the Joker, not Lex. I think there was a poll who would have been the best Lex. Let's see, who would have been Lex Luthor, or who should play Lex Luthor? So IMDb. Well, Bryan Cranston. Now that's the guy I would have thought would have been perfect for Lex. Mark Strong, the guy who played in Shazam, who played Savannah. He would have been perfect, and he's bald too. I think. Well, he was bald in Shazam. Bruce Willis, Peter Capaldi. I didn't think the Doctor would be a good Lex. Kevin Spacey. Well, he played Lex before. Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, well, they said Patrick Stewart here. Liam Neeson. Alan Rickman. Ron Perlman. Matt Smith. That was a strange one. Thomas Jane. Pierce Brosnan. Mark Getz. And Carrie Lewis. I don't know. I still think that that number one list was right on. That one with Bryan Cranston. He would have been perfect. Or even Mark Strong would have been perfect. Oh, you think he would have been better as the Riddler? Oh, okay. Yeah, but he well, yeah, he could have played the Riddler. Well, the Riddler's supposed to be young. Lex is supposed to be older. Yeah, Matt Damon could have done better. Yeah. Yeah. We could have gotten Downey Jr. You know, he could have been good Lex, you know? You know, Matt did a pretty good job of doing Loki. We could have gotten Kevin Smith. You know? Yeah, Kevin Smith would have been he had the weight on. You know, he could have been Lex. Yeah. He'd probably be selling drugs, you know? That's where he got his millions from, you know? Yeah, so... Yeah, I don't see Bruce Willis playing the part. But, yeah, this one, Bryan Cranston. Yeah, because I was talking to a friend a while back about that, and we kind of we figured Bryan Cranston would have been better actor. So there's another list here who could have played. Michael Fassbender. They were mentioned in one list here. Guy who played the Joker. They were suggesting he played a good. He kind of looked like. There's a picture of him with a bald head. He could pull off Luthor. I don't know about Michael Fassbender. Would he shade his head for the role? And they got 12 as Bryan Cranston. But see, Lex has got to be old. He can't be a young man. And that other guy, he was way too young to be Lex Luthor. They said here Bradley Cooper was set to appear as Lex Luthor in The Man of Steel. Michael C. Hall. Yeah, I don't know. Matthew McConaughey. He would have been okay as Lex. Mads Mikkelsen. I think he was in a James Bond movie, wasn't he? And they got Mark Strong here again as number 7. Jason Clarke. He played in Zero Dark 30. I don't think I've seen that movie. Oscar Isaac. Clive Owen. Yeah, I don't know. Daniel Day-Lewis. He could have played a good Lex. Arnie Hammer. John Hamm. And Leo DiCaprio. I don't know. Stanley Tucci. Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. See if there's any other ones, different ones. Leo, I don't know. There's another one here. Corey Stoll. Christopher Meloni. Billy Zane. Well, Billy Zane could have pulled that off too. I don't see him. Is he doing anything? Billy Zane in anything recently? Ooh, Michael Chuklis, I think you pronounce his name. Guy who played the Thing in the Fantastic Four movie. Andrew Scott. Yeah, Michael would have been a good. He could have played a good Kingpin. And I like the actor they have for Daredevil. And Cole Heiser. Yeah, there's so many good ones out there. I just don't like Jesse at all as Lex. He was good in Zombieland. Yeah, so yeah, there's so many, even the guy who played in The Mummy, he would have been perfect. Oh yeah, I see that one here, Stanley Tucci. Okay, I know where he's from. Yeah, I've seen him in a few things. Ralph Fiennes, Jason Isaac. Yeah, they see coming back with Bryan Cranston and a lot of the lists saying he would have been a number one. I still think he would have been he would have been a good Lex Luthor. A lot of stuff that was yeah, there's a list of them that could have played him. But I think Billy Zane would have came to the closest. Yeah, sometimes you get a lot of shows that are miscast. Or you're open for a certain actor to play, a certain character, and they didn't never get it. Yeah, he was good in the Phantom. I kind of wish that movie did a little bit better, and they could have done a sequel. But the suit was well done. Maybe it was because it was a period piece. People didn't go see the Phantom. Let's see. I'm sure if they did the Phantom today, maybe it might have a chance of doing well. So that movie came out in 1996. Let's see what IMDb says about it. The Phantom, a descendant of a line of African superheroes, travel to New York City to thwart a wealthy criminal genius from obtaining 3 magic skulls, which give them the secrets to ultimate power. Four 400 years ago, a young boy witnessed his father's death during an attack on their ship by the bloodthirsty Shanks Brotherhood. He was washed ashore on Bengalao Island, where he swore to devote his life to bring down piracy, greed, cruelty, injustice. He became the Phantom, a masked avenger whose role was passed down from father to son, leading people to believe in an immortal figure called the Ghost Who Walks. The 21st successor to that role, Resonance Hero must leave to travel to New York to prevent a power-hungry businessman from obtaining 3 skulls that would give him secret to ultimate power. Yeah, so I don't know why it didn't do well in the box office. Yep. It is a guilty pleasure. Yeah, I don't think I have that down in my DVD collection. I'm gonna have to add that later on. I might have the VHS tape. So the budget was 45 million. It grossed 17 million. So it did not make its budget. So that's why there was no sequel. But I thought he was perfect for the role. The suit looked, comic accurate. You don't get that very often. Yeah. Another one, guilty pleasure is the guilty pleasure from the 90s is The Shadow. Yeah. I love The Shadow. They were hoping to do a whole, I guess, a couple movies with Baldwin as The Shadow. Yeah, I like that that nightmare dream that the Shadow had, and where he rips off his face, and I thought that was shot so cool, and especially when he starts talking to Margot about it, and Sam Raimi is going to do a reboot. When was this? Yeah, I would have liked to see a reboot of The Shadow. Yeah, he would have done it so good, because he did Darkman really good. Yeah, so it's going to be Michael Uslan. When was this article? This is 2012, so that's 8 years ago. They were talking about doing it. Producer Michael Uslan told MTV.com that his proposed movie reboot of The Shadow would bring mythology back to its roots in comics and radio. I think one of the things going in is we all see the Shadow as more of a force of nature than a specific person in a secret identity. Urslan told MTV, the Shadow may actually be many people. That will differ from the 1994 movie, which starred Alex Baldwin as Lamont Cranston, who becomes the crime-fighting Shadow. This time around, Urslan is partnered with Sam Raimi. We've gone back to the pulp roots and the comic book roots of the Shadow, with a dash of the radio roots, Urslan said. But we deeply secluded ourselves into the world of pulps and comics. Urslan added Sam and Josh Donnan are my partners, and we have it set up at Sony. A wonderful writer named not be able to pronounce this person's names, who has worked for me before, is writing the screenplay. It's come along great. We're very excited about it. It takes time to nurture these things. You probably know all the stories. The first Batman film took 10 years to get made. Wow. Well, that was 8 years ago, so he's got 2 more years to be able to get it done. Yeah. It's too bad. Yeah, if Sam was going to direct it, it would have been shot really cool. So which Spider-Man had after, like the ones that Raimi directed, the two of them? That's why it didn't happen. And then they think that you think it would have been picked up. Sony needs hits anyway. I don't think they have anything out there that did really well in the box office. You had what was the Men in Black that came out with Emma with Thor in it, Chris Hemsworth, and that other one that played Valkyrie. I can't think of any. Oh, the Ghostbusters flop they had. I think the only one Sony made was made money was the Spider-Man movies. Yeah, and the Spider-Verse, yes. Yeah. And Venom did good. Did Venom? I didn't think Venom did good. I watched a bit of it, and I couldn't get into it. Morbius. Well, they're just spending time with the Spider-Man verse. I'd like to see the other franchises. Is the Afterlife, Ghostbusters Afterlife? Is that that is a Sony picture, right? Because that one looks good. Yeah, just before it came online, I came across a interview with all the cast on YouTube. They had Bill Murray there. They had Reitman there. The two Reitmans. And had Janine. I think it was the one that played Janine was in there. Ernie Hudson was in there. Bill Murray had some kind of funny looking sailor hat on, and they were talking about masks or something. The one that played Janine, she was making masks and selling them, and Bill Murray was showing his mask he had. Somebody thought it was another sailor hat or something. So. Yeah, it is Sony's. Yeah, Sony is doing that for Afterlife. Yeah. It was something with the direction of it. Eddie Brock was more of a jerk. I found in the comic books, and he was like that in the animated series, which I kind of liked. You know, he was always jealous of Peter. I didn't like him in the movie Spider-Man 3. I think they had too many things going on in that movie. Raimi didn't know anything about Venom that much because he liked the classic. He was more familiar with the classic Spider-Man villains, and but you had Sandman in. I thought there were some parts in Sandman that was really good. His origin. The actor was really good as Sandman. But yeah, the rest of the movie fell apart. Gwen was in it. It didn't seem right with Gwen. And then then they had Harry as a Hobgoblin or the Green Goblin again or some. It just seemed to be just fragment pieces put together. And that dancing, that was terrible. So I guess the movie for the back Afterlife, I guess it's been already shot and done, because Reitman, the youngest Reitman, Jason Reitman, is editing it or something right at the moment. So, did they start shooting for Morbius? It says here is just a delay to release the following film. It's Morbius, Ghostbusters Afterlife, Uncharted, Peter Rabbit 2. So I guess they've shot it already. It was supposed to come out March 19th. Oh, that's when it's supposed to come out now, March 19th, 2021. And it was previously July 31st. So I guess everything has been shot. And Ghostbusters was supposed to come out on July 10th, 2020. Now it's coming out March 5th, 2021. And there's an untitled Sony Marvel movie. So that would probably be the Marvelverse 2? Or Into the Spider-Verse? The trailer's out for the Morbius one. Okay, I don't think I've seen that one. I'll have to go searching after I'm done with the live stream. So, yeah, can't wait till things get back to normal. I don't know. I'm finding some stuff on like off of comic books things here, but it was on Facebook, and I posted up some. I was pretty sure it was accurate, but according to Facebook, knows everything. So they ended up blocking the post, or flagging it or some, saying it was inaccurate or something like that. You know, I'm sure their information is far superior than what I can find. You know. Michael Keaton is in the trailer. Okay. Yeah, because he's the Vulture in that. Yeah, it's funny. He played in 2 movies of a flying character. I think he was Birdman was the movie that he was in. That was a very strange movie. I watched that from the beginning to the end, and I'm like, it was a good performance by Keaton, but it was very, very, very strange. And but he was good in the MCU as the Vulture. Yeah, I'm just looking at some more stuff here about the Phantom. Yeah, so it was released in the summer. I wonder if they might have put it on the wrong time or something. You know, sometimes movies, they get released you know, should maybe gone out in July or something like that, you know. and that might have helped with the box office. Yeah, I think I might have this on DVD. I probably do. I'll just have to take it out. There's a whole bunch of movies. I haven't been watching a lot of stuff lately. I've been really busy working on getting Max Burger done. I do watch some television shows from now and then. Oh, I watched Stargirl last night. That was brilliant. That is a really good show. They introduced Our Man last night. Oh, I loved how they introduced him in. And Dr. Is it Dr. Midnight? I'm starting to forget the name of the characters and stuff. The girl that played that was brilliant. Yeah, Dr. Midnight. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen. I don't want to give too many spoilers out, but there was part in Stargirl where Wildcat got her suit and they're going out trying out their powers, and Stargirl looks up Wildcat's powers on Wikipedia. I'm like, that's one place you don't really trust information, you know? Like, how did these people know about, Yeah, so it's Dr. Midnight. Let's see. The one thing I wasn't sure about with Our Man, I thought he took a pill or something to have strength for an hour. Yeah, so maybe I don't know too much about the Justice Society's members and stuff, But it was well done. It was really well done. Yeah, did you get to see that at all, Sean? The Stargirl? They didn't give her a costume. The one that became Dr. Midnight. So I thought it was well written. It was good. I guess they're going to introduce the rest of the characters by the end of the season for this one. Yeah, so they're gonna get a couple more. They got Green Lantern to bring back. Who else they got? They didn't get Dr. Midnight. They got Our Man. They got Wildcat. They got the Flash to come in too. I don't know if they're gonna either get Grant Gustin, maybe to come in as Flash, or maybe Wesley Shipp. Oh, so you start watching, but you didn't catch up yet. Okay, you've been struggling with this story. Okay, you're trying to finish off your story that you're writing, so you don't want to really watch something else while you're writing. Yeah, so usually the best is to, if you're struggling with something like that for writing, um, just put it aside for a few days and do something else. Um, Occupy your mind with something else. Don't go stressing over um, trying to finish it off. Just go maybe grab a video game or something and do it that way. And then you can come back to it and you're all, don't even watch anything that's related to what you're writing. Like if you're writing a mystery novel, don't tend not to watch a mystery novel, a mystery movie, or another novel. Even read another book. Go and grab a book, maybe something that you've read in the past. Just sit down with a nice book and read it. Okay. That way works too. But if you ever get stuck, um, that's what I usually find I do. I just leave it for a few days. I come back and yeah, and then I usually I don't believe in writer's block, so but, I just think it's still there. It's just delayed getting to that problem you need to write. Or I usually, when I'm doing layouts for books and stuff, um, I'll have too many ideas. Sometimes I need to chill and relax and come back to it later, and then my mind kind of reorganizes this stuff, and then I can draw it out. But my process seems to be I like to daydream, so I can draw. Yeah, daydreaming seems to bring the best stories out, and then you usually, like for me, because I'm an artist, I'll get the sketchbook, I'll imagine the scenes, and then I'll sketch out the images and put them together, and then I go to the drawing table and then I start doing the work I need to do on the book. I don't do any dialogue most times. If there is a dialogue, a word that comes into my mind, I'll usually write it next to the thumbnail, and I'll continue on. And that usually sticks in my head, so I don't need to bother remembering that word. Once I've written it down on the piece of paper, most cases I do remember when I'm going doing the lettering at the end of. So I guess my method is almost like the Marvel way. I kind of do a plot in my head, and then I draw up all the stuff. And as I go along with pages, I do the dialogue, because I think Stan Lee used to get the artwork back when he was doing the lettering. He would act it out. I never acted out. I scare too many people anyway by screaming and yelling and stuff like that. So, but I'll usually Yeah, so Sean, when I do my writing, I usually do it in the day. I can't seem to write at night. Well, my brain is too tired. I get up way too early, so you're ending up with a suspense fantasy about Alice in Wonderland, since it's a public domain. Well, back to the anthology this morning. Okay, yeah, I don't have a. When I was younger, I had no problem staying up late at night, and uh, well, I didn't do that much writing at night, but I'd have everything planned during the day and stuff. And I worked an afternoon shift, um, but I had no problem staying up later at night. But as I got older, I can't do it anymore. I got to get to bed at a certain time. Lately, I haven't been doing that, so that's been throwing off my sleep schedule. I still get up early in the morning. Been getting up a half an hour later than I normally like to get up. So yeah, but I do most of my stuff when I get some free time, quiet and stuff like that. I didn't do any drawing today. I've been working on photos, so I kind of switch creative gears. Um, I got about 3,000 photos. I think it's about that many. I've got to go through and pick out my best ones. So I was hoping to get the page I have on the drawing table behind me done today, but that might be done later on. When I get off the stream, I'll probably take it off the board because now it's ready to be taken off the board and do some other stuff on my portable board and scan it in and probably do some digital fixing to it and put it away in my hard drive. The one thing I have problems with is organization for files and stuff. Now, there for a while, I was working a part-time job, um, and sometimes it'd be almost a full day job. Um, by the time I get back to what I was working on digitally, I would forget where I put the files to. So I've got to come up with something better to organize that stuff. All my writing stuff, if I put it on a stick. So this is my writing stick. I don't know how big that is. I don't think it's that big. It's only it's 2 gigabytes. It's a 2 gigabyte stick. So anything written in Word, that's what I usually work in is Word. I've had friends that have written stuff on notebooks. They say their process for writing is in a notebook, and then they take that and take it to the computer and then type it from there. I got a friend out west that does that, but I find that too much of a hassle, and sometimes I can't read my own handwriting. So I rather use my handwriting isn't that bad, but I rather do it on Word. If I need to rearrange things, I can do that. I can cut and paste. I can always add in dialogue and that stuff as I go along. So I'll just put out the rough draft in Word, and then from there, once I get that rough in, I'll come in and add some more stuff to it. And each time I do that, I'll make it as a different draft until I'm quite happy with it. Now, I've had people look at my stuff because I wanted have people give me tell me why I suck, how I can make it improve. But I've had a couple people who just couldn't read like a movie, like it. But the comic strip is written like um, written in a script format, like a movie format. So you do that sometimes, mainly notes and dialogue. Yeah, I stay away from writing it down on notes. Computer's it. That's uh, that's the only way that I go and write down stuff. Um, but I do the draft. I find it easier. Then you don't have to erase, because if I find I'm going through if I'm using a notebook like this, um, I've got to scribble. I make a mistake. Um, well, when I do my layouts, that's the only time I do it in a book, is when I do my layouts or my thumbnails. I'll do that. I'll do the loop thumbnails. Sometimes I may do a couple more. I might make a mistake and then revise and go, well, maybe this will work out as better as a double page. And then I'll add that in. I usually date my stuff, my thumbnails. So if I do it in, did it in June. What's today? The 18th. I'll mark it, June the 18th, 2020, and then I'll draw as much as I can. Or thumbnails as much as I can. And then the next day, if I do it again, I'll just put another date on it. But lately, I haven't been doing as much as that I used to. I used to have the sketchbook attached to my hip. So when I leave the house or something, I get an idea, I could sit down and sketch it out. But I take my laptop a lot now, so I'm either editing photos or I'll throw it in and then do some writing. So I've got how many stories? I got 4 characters separate, written up. So that they're not all full scripts. The North Shield 1 and 2 are done. And I'm working on a third one. I haven't been able to do that much of that lately. I've been finding that I do my best writing at a coffee shop. So I'll take the laptop in. I'll go in the coffee shop. There's a corner in the back with a plug for my laptop, and then I sit there and I do my writing. And I was, I don't know, about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I was doing it just about every day. I'd go in and I only had an hour at this coffee shop, an hour and a half, and I do my writing every day for an hour and a half. Sometimes that's best to do that, but I was my brain was really active for these stories, so I could do that. Maybe it might have been the job I was doing, because it was keeping me quite busy. Driving, getting up at 2 in the morning, driving at 3 o'clock, and then not finishing for the day till 8 o'clock at night. So I used to, but you moved, and you wish there was places near you, but the subdoor is empty. Okay. So we have a place up here called Williams Coffee Pub, or Williams Fresh Cafe, and they have booths in their their coffee shops. I'm quite concerned about the coffee shops because with the COVID going on, um, there's a lot of them are open, but they only open. Some of them open. One in my town only opens at 11, and it's only drive-through. And once they open up, uh, there's not going to be many options to go sit inside. And the one that I go to out in Kitchener, um, I don't know if they'll have my booth closed off. Yeah, there's only a certain like I think J.K. Rowland's. I think I think I read somewhere that when she was writing Harry Potter, she would sit in a coffee shop and write um, her book. Because she said, well, the place she was living at or some, um, I guess it was very cold and stuff like that. It was kind of like the studio I had. I had this beautiful, I was just talking to a friend yesterday. We went to Kitchener, and I was mentioning that this one building we walked by had my studio in there back in the 90s. Now I paid $125 a month for rent. I think it was 125 or 150, and it had 500 like it was high ceilings on it, 100-foot ceilings or something like that, or 50-foot ceilings, and it might have been 50-foot ceilings or something like that, and it was huge. It was 500 square feet. I had there was a building that was next to me where I had a window. It wasn't a window, but it was like a door, and I could open that and go out on the roof. Wasn't much out on the roof anyway, but I could go down, take a look at the King Street. But the only thing with the studio, had no heat. It was a brick building inside, it was all brick. But just, it was so, could have been like an apartment studio kind of thing. I was actually thinking of moving in, but wintertime you'd freeze your ass off. No heat. Summertime you roast in that place. But it had cool skylight. I was hoping Batman would crash through it, but, Oh, did she write on napkins when she was homeless? Okay. Yeah. She was on welfare and stuff too. She had it sounded like she had a pretty rough life, So, trying to find some stuff here. Her career. Yeah, so but that studio was just, I wish I got pictures of it. The only pictures I have are when the local news crew came and interviewed me for the nightly news. That's the only, you can only see parts of the studio. I brought up a couch up to the studio. It was one of these couches that fold out into a bed. This thing was so heavy, and we had to take it. Me and my then step brother, not stepbrother, brother-in-law. We took it up these stairs. Stairs were pretty wide, but they were twisting a lot. and that couch was heavy. And so the reason why I was out of that place is there was a fire there a few years ago. The guy that was there that was taking care of the building, he had his own business doing stained glass, so he didn't have time to fix the place right up. The fire department came in, inspected the place, and told us all to leave. And so I had to come up in a mad rush to get my drafting table, everything that I had up there. I bought a Back to the Future cardboard stand-up thing that was at a video store called Jumbo. I paid $25 for it. I had to go up and run up and get that, and the couch I just left there because it would have been too heavy to take back down. Because I almost broke my back going taking that up. And let's see here. Well, I guess Wikipedia is probably the best place to look. Yeah, because I thought she wrote them on a laptop or something. Her books. No apartment was her flat or whatever they call it. Was pretty small and cold. Yeah, that book for Harry Potter has made her a lot of money. And she couldn't sell that thing at first. Well, here's what she did. In 1995, Rowling finished her manuscript for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which was typed on an old manual typewriter. The enthusiastic response of Boyan Evans, the reader who had asked to review the books, the first 3 chapters, they rejected the manuscript. A year later, she was finally given the green light. There's a lot of writers that have gone through a lot of struggle to get their books. Look at there's a couple writers that did Stephen King. He got rejected for Carrie quite a few times. He had to change his name. He went through his manuscript in the garbage, and his wife looked at it and thought it was really good and told him not to give up on it, And told her to get a job somewhere or something here. I've just seen this for Roland. The one thing I haven't done is read I read the last book, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I think is that the last one? Yeah, and I had to wait for a midnight thing at a local bookstore. But all the Harry Potters, I've seen them on the big screen. Kind of wish now that I started reading the books at first, They suggested that she change her name to J.K. Rowling on the book because it would make it think it was a man that wrote the book or something. So they didn't think that a woman would be able to sell the books, you know. Yeah, Deathly Hollows was released in 2007. Wow. Almost seems like yesterday. It's like 13 years ago. Her name is Joanne Rowling. Though she writes under the pen name J.K. Rowling before her remarriage, her name was Joanne Rowling. Her publishers asked her that she use the two initials rather than her full name, appreciating that the target audience of young boys might not want to read a book written by a woman. She had no middle name, so she chose K for Catherine as the second initial for her pen name from her parental grandmother. She calls herself Jo. Following her remarriage, she has sometimes used the name Joanne Murray when conducting personal business. She gave evidence under the name of Joanne Kennedy Rowland. Her entry in Who's list, her name also is Joanne Kathleen Rowland. Yeah, so that it didn't seem to go too much into depth here about her her hardships here at the beginning here. But a lot of the demons and stuff. Trying to think of the names of those things that came after Harry. She was saying that there were headaches or some of hers that she had, and that's what she named them after. She put them in the books. I made a lot of money off it. This is a global brand worth an estimated $15 billion. And she's still probably getting royalties because the book is probably still in print. So, yeah. So anybody can get the main thing is just to get your books out. That's the stories that are in your head. I can't focus on going saying, well, this is going to make me billions and billions of dollars. You just have to just go and put out your stuff. The biggest thing is as if you're self-publishing with comics and stuff, to raise the money and stuff like that. So when I did Max Burger, I was okay for money. So I had the money to, I was able to put money away. Easier to put away money when you were younger. Didn't have a car. Took the bus wherever I went to. Worked part-time jobs. I worked one full-time job and then a part-time job in the evenings. And my part-time job in the evenings was I had so much fun working at this job. And I think I only worked a couple of days a week or something at this part-time job. But I used to be able to find temporary jobs to do stuff, and then I'd do the drawings in between, or I'd take some kind of a drawing course, I even took Toastmaster, a version of Toastmaster called Speaker's Night Out. and we'd get up and oh, you got to go out. You got to head off. Okay. Well, it's nice that you dropped in. I'm probably going to be cutting out in about another 15 minutes anyway. So thank you for coming in, Sean. We'll be back in tomorrow. I'll have some plan maybe for tomorrow. So you have a good day. Yeah. So working. A couple of jobs and stuff like that. I always recommend that people take Toastmasters, take business courses to get better at comics. If you're going to publish your own comic, then you got to learn all this stuff. You got to learn business. You got to learn how to promote yourself. Yeah, I might have done this podcast a little bit better when I was younger. Who knows? Maybe I didn't have the technology then. And expect always to suck at this stuff. You're not always going to become a millionaire, but you could. There's always possibilities, but you just can't give up on your dreams. So yeah, just keep doing what you need to do. So I'll probably be cutting this stream a little bit early. Oh, I do have somebody in here. I came in through Facebook. Welcome, whoever came in. So we've been talking about self-publishing. If you haven't been in, and talking about writing and studying, going into taking courses on learning how to do business, public speaking, so you can go out and talk into crowds and stuff like that. As a comic book artist, you don't, unless you're going to a convention, but you like to be able to, if you get up on a stage and you want to present your creation, then you can promote it that way. And then, if you want, you should be able to know how to do the books and stuff like that. So I've been here for about an hour and 20 minutes. I'll probably be going and heading off in a minute or a few minutes. So we were talking about earlier about Stargirl. So I've been watching that, and they have Charles McNider on there as Dr. Midnight. It was interesting. It was a really good episode. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Green Lantern come in, because they're talking about Green Lantern, and the Lantern has been being active. And there's supposed to be one more, I think, Johnny Thunder. is supposed to be the next character too. So I think I'm going to call this broadcast an end right now. Hopefully by next week I'll have some guests on. So everybody take care. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this later, smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. All right. We're gonna start having some better stuff coming up soon. Any suggestions you like to talk about, put them in the comments below. I want to talk about comic books, movies. I'm just not going to be talking about my book, which is a great book, Max Burger PI. But if you're an artist or a writer or creator and you want to come on my show, let me know either through Facebook or YouTube. It might be this is probably going to be going exclusively to YouTube probably soon by the end of the week. I'll probably be just going to YouTube, maybe LinkedIn. We'll see what's going on. But everybody have a great day. I know everybody's watching this later probably. So take off. Take off. That's a Canadian term. Everybody have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. All right. Bye-bye.